In celebration of Mario Galaxy 2's 10th anniversary, I'm going to be going through and ranking each of the worlds in this game, based on how fun the levels are, how fun the bosses are, and what the game looks like whenever you enter Starship Mario. Today, we're going to go ahead and do that. Starting with number 7, World 4. World 4 is not all that fun to me. I don't find Supermassive, Sweet Mystery, Flipsville, or Honey Hop all that interesting. None of them seem to have any original ideas. Supermassive is just big. Sweet Mystery has an emphasis on the bulb egg. Flipsville has a horrifying boss fight that I will not get into, and Honey Hop is just Honey High from Galaxy 1. Starshine Beach and Chomped Works are the only original set of levels in this world, and I mean that including the boss, because Gravity Gauntlet is almost fully 2D, the boss fight is the same as the first, and it's not all that interesting. And going into Starship Mario isn't even all that interesting either, because it's just the bland Galaxy aesthetic. And while I have a supreme fondness for looking at stuff like this, it just isn't very original to what everything else has. Especially to the next one, number 6. World 2. World 2 is just meh, honestly. Puzzle Plank is a nice idea, but the boss in there is pretty lame. The Mandibug stack is just unoriginal and from the first game. Boulder Bowl has a pretty neat boss, but honestly isn't all that worth it. Hightail Falls has a nice remix of a Super Mario World song, but to be fair, it's not all that fun. Cosmic Cove is aesthetically wonderful, but is dragged down by the hidden level Honey Bloom, which isn't all that fun. And Wild Glide is something we'll see done even better later on. The boss fight is the first time we fight Bowser, and honestly, it's just generic. Just the floating Bowser in the sky, you know, not all that fun. And going into Starship Mario to look at the way the world looks, it's just the sun surrounded by what I can assume is our planets. It's not all that interesting, it's just our solar system, which we've seen time and time again. Once again, we could do better, but the levels have just brought it down several notches. No cool transition this time, because this one is World 1. And it's okay. I mean, it's an opening world, that's for sure. It's got some easy levels, which is definitely the point. Flip Swap Galaxy and Spin Dig Galaxy bring a nice, you know, thing to the table. But honestly, could do better. Fluffy Bluff has given me Vietnam flashbacks, because I used to do Fluffy Bluff without a Cloud Mushroom. Dear God, I almost smashed my Wii Remote in 2. Right Side Down is a novel idea. And Fiery Flotilla has a pretty weird boss in it, and honestly, I feel like it's okay. This is an opening world, and that's what it's meant to do. And going into Starship Mario just gives us clouds. It's just clouds, and honestly, that's kind of lame. I see clouds every day, and that's kind of lame. And somehow there are seagulls here, which is also weird, but we won't question that. World 1 is meant to be the opening world, and it does that job right, which is why it's not number 7, but it's not going to be getting itself anywhere near number 1. World S. World S, we're finally getting into the good stuff. Mario Squared is from Mario Galaxy 1, but it brings its own twist when it comes to the Prankster Comet. Rolling Coaster is okay, and it's not really my cup of tea. Twisty Trials takes what Sunshine did and just makes it a little worse, because it adds power-ups, which is the exact opposite of what it wants you to do. Stone Cyclone is awful, because it's literally the smallest piece of a level from Galaxy 1 and it made into a whole stage. Boss Blitz is full of Galaxy 1 bosses, which is okay, I guess. Flips Out is a challenge, and Grandmaster Galaxy is... it's a challenge. Challenging, like, way more challenging to Flip Out, and it's Grandmaster Run. Oh my god, it's challenging. As it's meant to be. But the music... Simply listening to the music is wondrous enough, and it is amazing. And going into Starship Mario to look at, the world, it's a star planet. You can see pieces of land, you can see star-shaped bits of land and a ton of ocean, and it is surrounded by a rainbow. And then there are seagulls. And then there is rainbows above you, which is a little weird because the entire planet is encased in a rainbow, but I digress. This is definitely one of the better looking ones so far, at least compared to what we've seen, but we're about to get into a whole lot better. Especially with number 3, World 6. World 6 gets demented. Melty Monster Galaxy has a wondrous theme to it, and its emphasis on the Charvars is pretty nice. Clockwork's Ruins isn't my favorite sort of thing. It's just a giant tree, I guess, and it's not really my thing. I love Flash Black Galaxy. It's just timing, and I like timing-based challenges. Throwback Galaxy is wondrous when you take into consideration the fact that this is based off of Whomp's Fortress from Mario 64. Slimy Spring is underwater, so there's that. But I like it. It's got a nice little theme to it. Battle Belt is boring, but I mean, who really cares? Especially when compared to the final boss. This is the final boss of the game right here. Galaxy Generator is full of challenges that you are meant to do and should have learned ever since you started playing the game. This is truly the final battle against Bowser, and it's obvious that the weight of the galaxy is on your hands. Going into looking at Starship Mario, this gets intense. The music may be bright and cheery, but the intentions are not. A black hole is directly in front of you, pulling in small chunks of whatever that may be. Meteors, asteroids, I'm pretty sure those do the same thing, or even planets. We don't see what lies beyond because it is just a darkened landscape of nothingness. Turning around, though, we'll see that small bits of anything, really, could be pulled in. And that in and of itself is scary. Which is why it really is dependent on you to save the galaxy. Let's move on to number 2 before I start pissing myself. World 3. World 3 has calming music to accompany its calm levels. This world doesn't do a whole lot, but I'm pretty sure that's the point. Tall Trunk Galaxy is, once again, similar to Clockwork Galaxy, and it's just a giant tree. Cloudy Court does a lot nifty with its mushrooms, especially the Cloud Mushroom. Freezy Flake and Haunted Halls are both interesting ideas, and honestly, are really, really fun. Rolling Masterpiece is a ball rolling level that I'm not all too fond of, but it's nice to have. And Beat Block Galaxy is one where I have attempted several challenges, like doing it without jumping. It's really fun to do, especially since it's once again the timing-based challenge. But the boss is locked behind a pipe. Entering the pipe, you meet one of the best bosses in this game, Bowser Jr.'s Fearsome Fleet. I love you battle and pass through hundreds of ships, even overtaking some, and then going to meet this giant boss. Mega Hammer is the biggest boss in the game, and the fact that it's hovering right above a black hole the entire time is just magical to me. Entering Starship Mario to look at the stars is magnificent. Sure, it is like the first one, where it's just a bunch of stars, but you see a bunch of stars shooting past you. And while they do dissipate over time, it's nice to think that that is your glimmer of hope in the attempts to stop Bowser and free the world, universe even, from his clutches. The happy music accompanying it is definitely suited for what you're about to see next, though, with number 1. World 5. World 5 is disturbing. Its music is meant to invoke a sense of danger. There's a story to this as well. Space Storm Galaxy sees you, well, storming an airship in the sky, let alone in space, surrounded by dark clouds. And once you overtake it, you enter the pipe and are greeted to 5 additional levels, with one of them being hidden behind a starbed goal. Blue Moon Galaxy is dark, especially with its backgrounds with dead souls flying away. Upside Dizzy Galaxy does what World 1's Galaxy, similar to this, does, and flips it on its head, both figuratively and literally. Slip Sand Galaxy is that desert level that almost every game needs to have, and while I'm not a fan of desert levels, this one does something neat with it at the boss. Shiverburn Galaxy hosts one of Galaxy 2's greatest mysteries, Hell Valley Sky Trees. Who are the Hell Valley Sky Trees, and what purpose do they serve? Nobody really knows. And Fleet Glide Galaxy has you flying on a bird, which may sound lame and stupid, and that's because it kind of is. And then Boom Bunker. This boss right here is my favorite in the whole game. Boom Bunker has you flying in to see the destroyed remains of the Boomsday Machine, before climbing and flying to the sun and battling Bowser Jr. Going into Starship Mario and looking at the vast reaches of space, you see several hundred galaxies. There are thousands of these things lying across Starship Mario, and yet you're only allowed to traverse through so many of them. Seeing them here is just wild, knowing that you're only allowed to explore just a few of these, and makes waiting for Super Mario Galaxy 3 all that more powerful. So that was a video. Was it okay? You decide. I had a lot of fun making it because Super Mario Galaxy 2 is the sequel to Mario Galaxy 1, which, as all of you know, is my favorite game of all time. And 10 years ago this game came out, and 10 years ago I was raving to get this game. And then like a year or two after I actually got it, because I was a kid and I have no true way of getting money. Not then. Now I do. Got a job. I'm really happy about that. So I disappeared for a month to stress out about school, stress out about the well-being of my family, and then stress out about, you know, interviewing for this job. And I did it. And now school's out, my family's okay, and I got that job. So now I'm ready to start making videos again. I disappeared for a month to get myself nice and ready, and now I'm back. So, I just want to thank you all for waiting a month, I guess. And I want to thank these guys right here. And then of course, there is more. But these guys in particular who stuck with me, thank you guys a whole lot for that. Couldn't really do this without you, I guess. That's about all I have to say. Thank you guys a lot for watching. And maybe one day I can make a Mario Galaxy 1. So I once again want to give major thanks to all my friends who stood by me. It wasn't just Karma and Ritual, but those are the guys I could quickly get a screenshot out and get this out so I could, have it out for Galaxy 2's 10th anniversary. But there are so many people out there I can't really thank in this one video. Just know that you guys really are appreciated, and I cannot thank you enough for sticking by my side.